This is the Because Fiction podcast, where we chat about all things Christian fiction. I'm your host, author, and insatiable reader, Shatona Havoc. And guys, we have the one, the only, the very fun, and I've been waiting for this for ages, and she was gracious enough to let me postpone because she's awesome. Dana Mentink, she's back with the next book in the something Elements of Danger, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
There it is. Elements of Danger. I got it right. Anyway, book 2. Tell me there's going to be 3, 4, 5, something.
Well, I'd love to, but there are only 2.
That's not okay.
That's the bad news, but the good news is we're starting a new series, so we're gearing up for that. So that's going to be called the Hidden America series, so you can look forward to that.
Okay, I love the sound of that. Don't get me wrong, but who do we go to beg for? I mean, because we're going to need wind. We got water, we got fire, we need at least wind.
You know,
oh, and earth, because earthquake. Come on.
You know, I don't make these decisions, Shatona. You know, they tell me yes or no, and that's that. So
I gotta know who to go to. So you know what? I'll get on with Karen. I'll tell Karen to beg for me. She'll do that because she's awesome.
She is.
But anyway. Because guys, we have to protest. We have to do all the things. I don't mind a gab, have a nice little series in the middle, and then little book ends with wind and earth on the other end. I'm just putting that out there, you know. And hey, I'm lobbying for a 4-book series here. I never do that. I like odd numbers, but I'm lobbying for 4 books. So I'm just saying this is important stuff, people. All right.
Well,
anyway.
From your lips to, you know, publisher's ears, what can I say?
Right? All we need is God. God's got this. I mean, yeah, because Shatona and all her things. So book 1, Fire Mountain. We have the mountain. It's on fire. We've got the truck driver. She, you know, gets crashed, and then there's all of a sudden she wakes up and there's a baby, because baby. And
it's not her baby, so that's even stranger.
Right? I mean, and would you? I mean, I've pictured myself like this going. I wake up, I see this baby, and I'm like, is that my? I didn't have a baby. That can't be my. But there's a baby in here. I mean, I would be doing this thing like, have I lost some of my memory? Do I have a baby I don't know about?
Right. And the funny thing is, she has lost a little bit of short-term memory, but she's pretty sure she didn't have a baby. So there you go.
All the fun stuff. But now we're going to the water, and what are we gonna see here?
Well, here you've got another wilderness survival story, but it's basically a small town where the dam is failing. So they're kind of trapped in this town by some bad people, but the ticking clock here is that they're going to be in big, big trouble because the dam is failing and there's no way to get out.
Yeah. Oh boy. So how connected is this to the last one?
I would say loosely. The cousin of the protagonist in the first one is the hero in the second. So they're related, I guess you could say. But other than that, it's they could pretty much be standalones.
And is this one of those times where you read a book and reading them in order is slightly richer, but not necessary? Or is this just I recognize that name. Oh yeah. And that's it. I mean, yeah. Hi, how you doing?
You know, I suppose I suppose it doesn't matter what order you read them in, but myself, I would read the Fire Mountain first just to get introduced, if informally, to the person who's going to star in the second one.
I like that. I mean, I get a little obsessive, and so my brain says there is absolutely no way I would read the second book first, even if they are completely unconnected. I mean, not the same characters, not the same authors. Okay, you got these multi-author series, and yeah, it's like, no, I want to read them in order.
Well, I mean, there's a reason they were written in that order, right? So
right.
You got to figure, makes sense to read them that way.
So excited. Okay, so we're here, we're in the thing, and who are our characters? And well, I mean, we kind of sort of a little bit itty bitty bit know about one, but so what's going on with these people?
Well, Mackenzie is a podcaster, a true crime podcaster, sort of a vigilante in that way, because her brother was murdered, and she's determined to use her social media platform to bring his killer to justice. And then you've got Gideon, who is they're kind of, I guess, in a little bit of enemies because Gideon is her brother's best friend, and she feels Gideon sort of let her down in the quest for justice. So she and Gideon and her brother have a little bit of a past too. So there kind of some overlaps there. He is a seer specialist, search. What is it? I always forget it. SERE, survival, evasion, resistance, and escape specialist for the military. And so he's got some cagey skills. So they find themselves in the same town, and they have to figure out how to A, get out of this town, and B, survive this person who is determined not to let them get out of the town.
And this person is not letting him out because brother.
Because brother. The person is, she blames him for the death of her brother because he runs a drug running network. And so she's going to use her contacts to bring him down, but he's not going to go gentle into that good night, so to speak. So off they go.
I love it. And for one thing, true crime podcasts are fascinating. It's one of those things where I don't listen to many, but there is a gal on YouTube who does bookbinding. And every once in a while, she will have an episode where she's just making something. Usually it's some form of bookbinding. She'll be making a junk journal, or she'll be making a regular journal, or whatever. She's usually doing something like that. And she will find this unsolved case, and she will tell the story. And she's a fabulous storyteller. She will tell the story. She will share all of the evidence back for everything. And then at the end, she will say what she thinks happened. And it's so much fun. So I read Christina Suzanne Nelson's What Happens Next, I think is the name of it. Something like that. Cover colors are very similar to Raging Waters, I'm just saying. And that was about a true crime podcaster and how she had to do something. So when I saw a true crime, I'm like, this, if I wasn't going to read it already, it's Dana, I read, done. But if I wasn't going to read it anyway, this would have done it. And of course, that would have meant that I would have read book 1 first because Shatona.
Well, you read them in whatever order you want, sister. I'm not throwing shade on this, but the true crime thing it's become a real popular format, and I think it's interesting because it's almost makes you feel so invested in the solution, and like citizen scientists have actually solved crimes,
right?
So that's a wonderful thing. But I think the thing that's important to remember is that this is entertaining, but these are also real people's lives, and
exactly,
violent crime has destroyed their lives. So I think it's just important to remember that, especially when we're talking about modern cases where, the survivors are still alive and they're still grieving, and maybe they don't have closure. So it's kind of an interesting subject to take a look at.
It is. It's something I couldn't do. I do great with fiction. But man, if I was, I can handle a lot, but if I was dealing with knowing that that whatever I find out about this person actually happened, and I'm digging it, I couldn't dig in. We all have our strengths. That is not Shatona's strengths. Give me all the fake stuff.
Right. Absolutely.
I love it. I write lies about God. That's what someone assumed because I write Christian fiction. There's like, oh, she writes lies about God.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's a little education.
I graffiti tree carcasses by writing lies about God. That's a great way to tell what you do badly.
Oh, dear.
Okay. So what kind of research did you have to do for this, though? I mean, did you have to listen to lots of true crime podcasts, or did you have to what was it? What was it? The research? Because I'm like, my brain is going in like 60 directions.
Yeah, I did a lot of research on how exactly podcasters have harnessed their social media networks for, in order to achieve an arrest, because it's a tricky business, i.e. you're stepping on law enforcement toes at times. And
Right.
Whatever you rustle up obviously is not necessarily admissible in a courtroom. So we did a little bit of research on that. The most fun research was I got to read the SEER survival manual, or the book. bought the book for what they use for their training in
Ooh.
rescue. And I learned a lot about insects that I probably do not care to know in my ongoing life. But it's, you know what? It's a lot of moving parts when you're trying to survive in the wilderness. So that was very interesting research.
Oh man, I don't remember. So now it's not the same, clearly, but some of my kids and especially my son-in-law, he is part of the local search and rescue. He didn't just take the kids took the classes. He actually is part of it. They'll send him up to Yosemite to help some hiker, or they'll send him over. I mean, so
Yeah,
he does a lot of that, and it's not the same as the seer, but there is some similarities. I
sure.
do not remember anything about insects or snakes or stuff. And now I'm like, did they just not tell me about it, or do they
Well,
not
you know,
did
keeping in mind this is designed for, let's say, a military person was isolated behind enemy lines, right? So
right?
it's not just you're surviving in the wilderness, you're trying to get back to your unit in a hostile area, right? That could take quite a while. So it's a little bit different
Yeah.
focus. But I imagine bugs are bugs. If you were hungry enough, you'd figure out a way to eat them, no matter what circumstance.
Oh man, I just pray that I get to live my very cushy 21st century life indefinitely.
There you go.
So much fun, so much fun. Oh goodness. So what was the hardest part about writing the book?
Well, I personally am kind of afraid of deep water. So just imagining there's a scene where she is in a prison, in a police van, and she's handcuffed to the van, and the van goes off a bridge. So
That would do it.
into the river, and there you are, just envisioning not only are you going to drown, but you are actually shackled or, restrained. And how would that feel? And that was not my favorite thing to write, but you
No.
definitely get the fear feeling in the in the
Yeah, I bet you nailed that.
I hope it's authentic because I sure felt it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that would be a tough one. That would be a real tough one. I'm now, and it's really funny. I don't usually have much in the way of phobias. I just don't. But I developed one while talking to an author while we were interviewing. He started describing a tunnel, like a mile long tunnel, 2 lane on a racer bike, and then like big trucks going through there. And I was like, well, I just got one now. That's it.
Ooh,
Just
yeah,
like,
that'd be you can almost just feel that in your body, huh?
yeah, I did not expect that to happen, but I had the closest thing I've ever had to a panic attack. It was not a panic attack. I would
Oh
not
dear.
dignify it with that, but as close as I've ever come, absolutely. I was sitting here just like, you can breathe. You are not in a tunnel. You are in your edifice. You are in your safe space. Life is good. You would never ride through that tunnel. You wouldn't drive through it most likely because you wouldn't need to. So you're fine. You're fine. But I was doing this the whole time he's talking, and I'm pretty sure I stumbled. I was like, "Where are we?"
You were caught up. See, that's good fiction,
Oh
right?
man, it was so good. It was so good. So yeah, I being chained. Yeah, that would not be good. That would not be good. And handcuffs, I'm sorry, guys. In my brains, they're chains. Anything that forces me to stay in one spot when I don't want to be there is a chain, whether it's made out of rope, out of metal, out of invisible lasso from somebody who has that thing, whatever it is. Yeah, it's a chain.
And yeah, it does the same job, I'm
Right?
sure.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so, and what was your favorite? What was your absolute favorite part of writing it?
I really enjoy resourcefulness in characters, learning that little tiny thing that's going to be in chapter 7 that's going to help them survive when you think there's no hope of it. So I like that ingenuity, I guess you will, of the characters. And I do enjoy enemies to lovers. I like that trope too. So that was kind of fun to write. So it was just a fun book to write. I love to write wilderness survival, which is funny because I have zero skills in that area. But I enjoy writing it, so lots of fun.
Yeah, I was just thinking when you're saying, I really enjoy wilderness survivals. I don't have any skills, and I'm sitting over here going, I think my favorite part of writing your books would have been the shimmy and shake shop because, man, that would be.
Yeah, well, that's more our speed. We're just gonna go sit down and have a little chat and some ice cream. We
Right?
don't need to be running around and swimming through floodwaters, and yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
dodging fire and finding babies because reasons.
Right? I mean, what a nuisance. Then you've got to keep this baby alive. It's not like you can just leave it on the side of the
It's
road.
like
You have to literally take care of this thing through the whole rest of the novel
with no supplies.
with zero, yeah, and zero knowledge. In that story, she's not a baby person.
Yeah.
She's never babysat. She doesn't have children. She's like, what is this thing? And how are we going to do it?
Yeah, yeah, I'm telling you. Oh, okay, I am very, very, very glad that you did not put the baby in raging waters. Can I just say, because a baby handcuffed to this is how my mind is picturing it, like they would really do that. But I'm just going, a baby handcuffed to a van plunging into water is not what I want to think about.
One baby is enough.
Right?
We don't need another one.
Oh goodness. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. So faith wise, what are we gonna see faith wise?
Well, this is an interesting book for me because you're going to see her Mackenzie's view of her brother change. She has a perception of him in the beginning that he's almost a perfect character, right? He's her hero, and she idolizes him, if you will. And then she's going to discover things through Gideon and the circumstances that will change her view. And the question obviously there is, okay, well, how do you still love? How do you love flawed
Right.
people? It's easy to love people you think are perfect, but what if you're deeply disappointed with someone? How do you still find a way to love, and in the way that Jesus would? So that was kind of a good experience to write that.
I bet. Oh man. And you know, some of us have people in our lives like that. The people that we just thought were the most amazing people. And then our eyeballs get opened, and it's not that those things that made them amazing to us are no longer real, but there are other things that kind of come in and muddy that water a bit, and we have to learn to differentiate between, yes, you did amazing and wonderful things and it made a huge impact on my life and I love you for it, but what on earth were you thinking?
Sure. I feel like God says that a lot about
Yeah,
me,
oh me,
like,
absolutely.
what were you thinking of when you did that? So that's the whole point, is right, we're here to learn how to love the Lord and how to love each other. And since there's no perfect people here, we got to have a lot of practice at that.
Yeah, oh boy, oh boy, I like it, I like it. Okay, so this series is on hiatus while we write another one, and then we can come back, but it's on hiatus. No, I'm holding fast to that. So but then we have another one coming, something about small town, something, I lost American town, something.
It's called A Hidden
Hidden
America.
America.
It's about a media scout team that works for a television show called Hidden America, and they go to isolated places, forgotten places, abandoned places, and they film there. So this scout team goes ahead and checks these places out and sort of vets them for the team. So we're going to have a lot of those places that were like abandoned 50 years ago, and just the allure of the abandoned, I guess you could
Oh, are
say.
you doing that one in SoCal?
No, what's going on in
There is
SoCal?
an entire city that is fenced off and you're not allowed in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It is so cool. I will send you information. It is so cool. I mean, it's like I look at it and I'm like, I mean, there's a movie theater in there. There are houses in there. There are still cars there. They just literally left,
Yeah, wow.
right?
Crazy.
Yeah. So just saying, yeah, it's down in the desert area over by Joshua Tree, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
It's eerie, isn't it?
yes, you're just
Eerie.
like, I love this idea. And of course, in abandoned places, very fun, interesting things can happen or can be happening.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, if you think about it, I'm in, the Mojave Desert up here by Death Valley. We're about an hour away. And where my husband works, it's a remote test range for the Naval Air Weapons Center here. And Charles Manson and his crew used to wander onto their property from time to time.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you just think, guys, if you just think about it, here's this, and it's not abandoned. I mean, that's
Mhm.
makes it even a little. But you've got these remote areas; they're abandoned, and what kind of odd, bizarre things go on in these abandoned places? And what is Dana going to do with them?
Well, we think that we're very populated, but there's a lot of places that are very, very remote and some strange things going on. So
There's that place
let's
I'm in
give it a look.
Nevada in the middle of no, I mean, it takes like an hour and a half to get there, and there's like 15 people in the whole town or something. And I just like, and they have a restaurant. I'm just, what? It's just,
I used to correspond with a gentleman who found me through my books, but he lived in this little town in Nebraska, and he told me that it was down to 30 people,
oh,
and
yeah,
the town just gradually dried up, so to speak. And I thought, wow, how would that be just to see your town
right.
disappear over your lifetime?
There is also a town in Nebraska. What is it with Nebraska and these towns? There is a town in Nebraska. It is like incorporated or whatever that you have to do with the state. There is one resident in this town. She is the mayor, she is the tax collector, she runs the post office. I mean, she's like does it all. One person in the town, legal entity. It's not abandoned. It is the town.
Well, you'd think that'd get a little lonely, but
Right? I
okay.
know. I'm surely she must either she drives to another town for interaction or she's just done with humanity.
Well, there are moments when I think that sounds like an attractive idea, but
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? I like the fact that I can be done with humanity in my little house here in town where if I want something, I can go to the store and grab it really easily. I have to
that
say,
exactly,
yeah.
yes.
But, goodness. Okay. So when does that book come out?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, it's written and it's not even due to, well, I'm going to guess next spring because it's due this spring. So I'm going to guess next spring.
That makes sense. Just general ideas. And you will come back and tell us all about it because you're nice that way.
Sure will. Sure will.
And
Absolutely.
maybe this time my calendar will work and I won't let people sign up for stuff when I'm not even going to be there. Yeah. We'll go with that.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
Uh,
I've done it myself.
so crazy. So crazy. Okay. So if readers took one thing away from this series, let's not even do this book, this series, because that makes it a little more interesting. We got Fire Mountain and losing short-term memory and finding baby and trying to get off the mountain and people are coming after you. And we got Raging Waters where you're about to drown and you learning about your brother that you didn't want to know, but you kind of needed to know and all this stuff. So this little first half of this series, if they could take something, just one thing away from the series, what would you want it to be?
I think it's that incredible part that we have in all of us. That's that Imago Deo type of thing, the image of God. That sometimes we get so busy and filled up with civilization and life and busy and doing and being that we lose track of how magnificent that is. And I think sometimes if you're reading a story where the characters are being stripped of everything, all their modern tools, it's just a wonderful opportunity to find out who you are and who God made you to be
Yeah.
and who he's turning you into, right? Without all of the distractions that we have, our computers and phones and the ability to call for help and family and all that. Just who are you by yourself? If there was nobody else, just you and no distraction, you get a chance to find out who you are and how precious you are to the Lord.
Yes, absolutely. And now you have done the very bizarre thing of making me kind of wish that I could get like abandoned in the mountains for a couple of days. And
I don't know about a couple of days, Shakota. I think maybe just a couple hour retreat would be nice. No, let's not go crazy or anything.
oh my goodness. Well, as long as I can find an abandoned cabin that has a broom, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, we're not going to be sleeping on the ground with the bugs and the
Yeah,
snakes.
no.
This is not
Mm-mm.
no.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Or
You know,
can we find one of those super cool trees that has a really wide branch that has another one coming out of it, so it becomes kind of like a tree hammock, and you can just tuck yourself into there and pray that there are no ants crawling up and down that tree.
and pray you don't roll over at night.
Yeah, that too. But I'm more concerned about the ants because,
Yeah,
yeah.
insect life is not our friend.
No, I don't want to be bitten. Okay, that's really what it boils down to, because then it itches, and I have a hard time not scratching, and things just get ugly from there. So yeah.
Exactly.
Ah, oh boy. Okay, so where would you send readers to find out more about you, these books, the Shimmy and Shake Shop guys? You got to read them; they're hilarious, and all the other things.
Well, we do have the old website, danamentink.com, obviously, and that's a pretty standard deal. You can find everything on there. If you like the more humorous side of Dana Mentink, you can find me on Instagram. I have great fun amusing myself over there, and Facebook and all those good places. But and I have an Amazon author page if you want to pop in there, and you can get notified of all the goodies that are coming out and such. So I think that about covers it.
Awesome. And guys, this book is still available, 30% off with free shipping through Baker Bookhouse. I will try to remember to put that link in there because you don't want to miss it. And just remember, if you manage to get something before it publishes, then it's 40% off with free shipping from Baker Book if it's one of their books. I'm just saying.
Sweet deal, sweet deal.
Right? Yeah. I'm so excited. So excited. But yeah, mine is on the way. Although I gotta say, well, I'm assuming it's on the way. It's going to be on the way any minute now, if it's not, because Baker Book. They tend to send them early if you get the pre-order in, guys, but this is coming out after the pre-order time's over, so too bad. Sorry. But I'm thinking, no, I'm gonna go with audio. I'm gonna listen to the first one again. And then when this one comes out, I think I'm going to listen to audio, because there's nothing like reading about being chained to a van heading into the water as you're walking around a very dark and creepy town at 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, come on.
Well, there you go. You definitely get the ambiance that way.
Right? I'm telling you, there's a reason I listen to suspense and mystery while I walk, because it's just me in the darkness and the stars, and and once in a while they'll do something really creepy in the book, and you'll be like, and it's so great. Because this is
You
Ridgecrest
are a
and I
brave
am safe.
woman. You are a brave woman.
Let's go with that. We'll pretend that is a reality. Oh goodness. Well, Dana, thanks for coming. Thanks for being so gracious about my blip, and for writing great books, and for being willing to write the next two after I get done hounding them for more.
Well, hey, you have at it, girl. I'll write it if you get it.
All right. Meanwhile, guys, I'm going to say have a good day. Go read these good books. You don't want to miss them. They are awesome. And I will chat with you guys next time.